What's going on, ladies?
Hey,
Hello,
everybody.
everybody.
Hi.
Happy
Welcome.
Friday.
Happy Friday, girlfriend. Kenya, you look beautiful. I love the floral. You know I do.
I
She
know.
sure
does.
it's springtime. I got leftovers from Resurrection Sunday or Easter for some. So I was feeling kind of festive today.
All right.
Oh, you look beautiful.
And so
You
are
got me
you.
Oh,
Look
popping in that
at
yellow too.
yellow.
Yes, that yellow is popping, Felisa.
Yeah.
thank you.
And Kira, you too with
What
your,
is your
you're gonna have to do a
smile?
tutorial on your turban. I love it.
I love that. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
definitely gonna have to do a
that's
tutorial.
funky right there.
Yes. Woohoo! So, all right, ladies, I'm so super excited. You guys know, I'm gonna just tell you, it has been a long week at work, and I was like, oh, I'm so glad it's Friday. And honestly, I felt like my energy was a little bit low around 3 o'clock. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for this. But then it was like 3:30, 4 o'clock when once I logged off, I was like, yes, it's time for my girls.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome.
Yes, I look
yeah.
forward to Fridays to see you ladies. Although we're in the background and we're communicating with each other throughout our days, I look forward to seeing your faces.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Mhm. And
definitely.
it's always nice to hear a voice too, as opposed to just sending messages. It's different when you can actually speak to the person. So, and see them too.
Exactly.
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
You guys look amazing. We have people coming in. Stephanie's in here. Hey, Stephanie. Can you guys see the comments, ladies?
Hey, Stephanie.
Yes,
All
hi,
things
Stephanie.
lovely by Robin
Stephanie,
is in here.
our
Dr.
beautiful
Cooper is in
Robin.
Hello,
here. Sunny Day
hello.
Hey, hi.
1957. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
Okay.
We're so happy to see you guys.
So
Yes.
happy. Sunny day. Hello. Creative Miss B, Miss Stephanie. Hey, hey.
Miss Stephanie. Stephanie always showing up.
Always
Stephanie gonna
Yes.
showing
show up
up.
every time.
Thank you for showing
Yes,
up.
Thank
Stephanie
you,
or OG.
Stephanie.
Y'all know, you already know Stephanie or OG.
Yes, you are.
yes. And very, very dependable.
Very.
Yes. Always. So, ladies, so I know that people are still coming in. We're just getting started, but do we need to do introductions, or this is our third week? Do we think people know who we are, or do we want to go around the room and just introduce each other just as a formality?
Yes, let's just do that.
All righty. So first, we're going to start with you, my sister Wani. We got Wani's from Wani's house. You guys know if you ever in her neck of the woods, you can always stop by. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna have
take
to
you up
change
on
my
that one day.
tagline. I'm gonna change that tagline. Some people keep showing up.
I'm gonna show
If
up,
I'm
knock,
ever in
knock, knock.
I'm going to show up.
Not the
And then we got our girl down here at the bottom corner on my screen, Bree, with her smooches.
hey.
And then we got my sister, Shakira, which we affectionately refer to her as Kira. So we
Yeah.
got Kira with Style with Kira. Hey, Kira.
Hey,
Hey.
Kira.
And as I already said, we got my sister Lisa popping in her yellow. She bringing
Yes,
the
girl.
Hey,
sunshine for us
I
today.
love
That's
the
right.
yellow.
I know that's right.
hello.
Loving the yellow girl.
Beautiful,
And of course,
beautiful.
we have the beautiful Shalomi, the brains behind this whole project. So we have our beautiful sister Shalomi with the glamorous penny pincher.
Hey, hey, hey.
And of course, we have myself, Kenya. If for those of you guys that don't know me, I am Kenya with Kenya's Decor Corner. Hello.
Yes.
Hey.
So now, guys, let me just say, for any of you all that don't know me, if you haven't been on my channel, I am a talker. I do it as a profession, and I just do it always. So I'm going to try to keep us on task and not be too chatty. But before I get too much on task, we got to know what everybody's drinking. And you see, I got a little some floral goodness
Yes,
going on
girl.
over here.
Come on, Florals.
Yes.
Come with it. Come with it.
So I had to just go ahead. Y'all know I'm we in Texas, me and Felicia in Texas, so it's like you do it big, go big or go home. So I'm all the flowers. I don't even care if they don't all the way match the colors. All
You look good, girl. You
Blending,
look
sis.
girl.
You
Look better.
blending. You definitely blending.
Yes, yes, she is.
So in my really cute little Kate Spade cup, you guys know I love Kate Spade everything. I'm drinking Sprite, which I generally don't drink soda, but I had to give myself a little pep today. So we're having some Sprite over ice.
All right.
How about you, ladies?
Come on, somebody. Well,
Well, hubby made me a I don't know what it is.
it looks delicious though. It looks delicious.
Delicious.
It's
Ah,
all frosty.
It's like a margarita with all this fruit thing going on. But,
Yes.
Sangria and all that other stuff. Okay.
Your husband must have mixed up this Bree. I'm like, every week he got you like over there with some goodness.
You know why? 'Cause
look at him.
he's waiting for when this is over.
Oh.
Ready.
Oh.
Breeze set up. Breeze set up.
I see.
Well, I am drinking my favorite drink that is now back in Aldi's. I restocked, so y'all can go get it now because every time I tell people about it, they go and get all of it. This is the Petite Coconut. Guys, this stuff is so good. It's like a coconut wine. So that's what your girl is sipping on tonight.
I know
Oh,
that's
wow.
Okay.
And
I'm
I'm
on
drinking
tropical over
water.
there, huh?
Okay.
And for me, I'm just drinking water today.
Oh,
Oh, Felicia.
that looks
Is
very
that your
good.
homebody cup again?
Yes, it's one of my homebody cups again.
Go ahead, lady.
Okay. Really cute.
Yes.
I think get some through, honey.
This is my
Oh,
little
look at that. That's
Oh, I
cute
like
too.
But I
What are
just
you
have
drinking?
some tea. Just some elderberry tea and turmeric tea mixed together.
All
Oh,
right.
all right now.
You got the herb sensations going. Okay.
I know that's right. And I'm drinking, in a wine glass, but I got juice with berries in it.
You gonna fancy it up.
I'm gonna fancy it up, child. It needs to be. It's gonna be fancy. It might be juice, but it's gonna be fancy. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
What are y'all
Yes.
drinking in the comment section? What are y'all drinking?
Yeah,
Yes,
let
what
us
are you guys
know.
drinking?
Come on now. Don't be shy.
Hey, Deborah.
Oh, thank you, Deborah.
Thank you. Come melanin
you.
popping, honey.
Melanin
Popping.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Deborah.
Thank you so much.
Yes. I also saw, I think it was Donzel that said give thumbs up. Thank you so much for that reminder. Everyone, if you're here watching, be sure to click the thumbs up button and tell everyone else that we're on so they can join as well.
Yes. Share the
Hi,
live if you can.
V. Hi, Nafi, living out loud. Hey, hello.
Hey. How you doing?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes. If anyone's new in the comments, let us know that also. Let us know if you're here new, and so we can say a special hello.
Listen,
Oh,
Leone is
cow
on here. And
soup.
yes, this what Leone drinking, honey. Not
Cow
not
foot soup.
Stephanie.
Now that's interesting.
No, it's
I'm
a
drinking
Jamaican
cow
thing.
foot soup.
It's a Caribbean thing. It's a Caribbean.
Okay. That looks interesting. Yeah.
But it's
Then
not a
Marsha-
drink, Bree.
Oh, okay.
Marsha's new, and Marsha said she's having wine.
Marsha
Martha's
said-
been- oh, okay.
oh, welcome, Marsha. Oh, she's
Hi,
drinking.
Martha.
Hello,
Right.
Marsha.
Deborah's drinking water. Her
Welcome,
first
Deborah.
time. Welcome, Deborah.
Well, welcome, Deborah.
Deborah, welcome.
Hello,
Thanks for
Deborah.
stopping by.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
First time
So
watching, but follow you ladies. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. So if you are new, I'm going to ask for anyone that's new to be sure to go by each of our channels and subscribe. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. All of the ladies on here always bring it when it comes to home decor. And we got everything that you might be looking for, from farmhouse to glam to boho to everything in between. It all. You got it right here with these ladies. So
You want it,
be
we
sure to
got it.
visit everyone's
You want
channel.
it, we got it.
That's
right.
right.
Yes,
You have it all right here.
absolutely.
Serve it up. Serve it up.
Yes.
Look at her.
So it's 10 minutes after, guys. I might be a little bit hypersensitive because I want to make sure that we got time to talk about what's going on. And I have to say, I enjoyed this episode this week, probably more so than I have the last couple episodes. I was like, okay, Property Brothers. I knew I liked y'all for some reason.
Yes.
Right. And so did I. Yes.
I absolutely enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was quite different. I thought it was very different. They were, even the clients, they were very hyper and very, they're just a loving couple. I just thought they were
really
great.
were.
So speaking of which, let's talk about them. So this episode was episode 6. Of course, we're talking about season 8 of the Property Brothers Forever Home, and this episode was titled "Farmhouse in the City." Now, guys, this was close to my heart too because, like, I'm like a complete city girl. I've never really lived in the country, even though I'm from Alabama, but it's still a smaller city, but still a city. But I have like these little country girl vibes or something. Like I got a garden in the backyard. I just don't foresee myself having any animals. But I love it. The area was absolutely gorgeous to me. Like when they showed the aerial view with the mountains in the background. And, I was like, this is so beautiful. They're out in the country, but the city is still close by. So I was like excited right away. I was like, ooh, this is going to be good.
Yes.
So I was like, all right. So then we met with Bill and Emily. That was the couple who they were talking. Another little key thing that I picked up on is that Bill was a veterinarian. And fun fact, my brother-in-law is also a veterinarian, and Bill was on the Vet Life. If you guys were watching, he had his little picture there and it had hashtag Vet Life on there. My brother-in-law and his partners also had a show on the Vet Life. So I was like, okay, I'm feeling this couple right here.
Okay.
So what did you guys think about the couple and just their area and maybe the curb appeal before we even went inside their house, just the area, them, what did you guys think about it?
This is what
Where was the front door? I couldn't find the front door.
None.
No. And
before you even get to the front door, before you even get to the front door, Bree, because that front door was crazy.
About the curb appeal.
Yes.
Nothing.
There was
it was fixed. It was dried out. It was trash. It was dead. Everything. I was like,
I see the blue car over in the corner. I was like,
yeah,
kids live there.
I was like, did they forget they were gonna have a filming crew come?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. It was, yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was,
I was kind of like, wow, I don't know. I won't harp on it, but I probably would have been like, guys, I'm sorry, I couldn't get all this stuff together, but can y'all just really tight in on just this little area? Don't get any of the peripheral stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Focus on the door. Focus on the door.
Right.
Yeah, I was hoping that they were painted outside because it didn't have any curb appeal. None.
No.
Oh my goodness.
It didn't. So speaking of the door, the red door, what did you guys think when they knocked on the door and went through?
It was funny. I'm like, what in the world? You right outside, right?
Yes, it took you to the back door.
Yeah.
Your backyard.
First, they had to find the entrance first.
Yeah, they had
all the way back in the back.
Because
luckily the couple.
There was another door.
Well, luckily the couple met them at the red door, right? Because how do they know when people are knocking? Because it was a door to the outside.
Right.
That was weird.
So weird.
That was weird.
That was
very
really
weird.
Strange. That was really strange.
Very weird.
So once we got in the door, normally you'd be in someone's house, but in their case, we wasn't. What do you guys think about the area that we saw before they actually took us through the door to the house? Did you guys notice anything about that space?
Well, when they did the aerial above the house and it laid out, I thought it was a nice space. It was pretty large. The roofing of the home was kind of weird. It was kind of a weird shape. At first I thought, okay, what am I looking at here? And then once it started to come down toward the front, and I'm like, okay, is this a ranch or what is it? But it looks like it had one building on the right side and then another building on the other, and there's something connecting it right in the middle. And I didn't know what that was. I said, "What is this?"
I thought it was an in-law. It was probably an in-law suite or a two-family building. I wasn't sure either.
Yes,
It was like,
Right. Go ahead, Ron.
No, I agree. I did not know what that was, and I was hoping that once we got inside, we could kind of see where that took us, but we didn't.
Right.
Right.
It didn't. Right. It didn't really help much. But I was like, now she did comment. Emily did comment on the fact that they had done some work already, and she added her touch to that area. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't know what it was before, but okay.
Okay.
I did notice the green space, and I noticed a little paver like around. So I was like, all right, it's a nice space for the kids to play. It's flat and open. So that was nice, but I wasn't like super impressed, but it was better than the curb appeal on the street side. So I was like, all right. Then moving over to the corner, the red door. Shakira, what did you think when they walked up, when they were like, what door do we go to? This one over here. What did you think when they opened the door?
It was just a disaster. The entire it was like, what the hell is going on in this house?
Right. Exactly.
Oh my goodness. I was so confused. I was like, what is this?
Yes. Now, I mean, we all have children, right? So we know how it is when you have little ones, you kind of just dropping things around. Yes. But sometimes I think, do they have them make it look extra so that it'll be more dramatic,
If so, they did.
That's
because I think the last 3 that we've discussed, you definitely knew that kids lived there. I remember I used to keep China stuff hidden, so it wasn't all over the place, but you definitely know that kids live there, and they live around their kids.
They did.
But the thing about it is they didn't need to do all that. They already have enough structural issues and house dysmorphia.
Yes.
They don't need to add any mess to it.
Right.
The front doors to the back, you have an additional building. In Jamaica, it kind of looks like, in Jamaica, we have a thing, Leonie can agree. And here comes Shoshana. Shoshana can agree to all things Shoshana. It's called a tenement yard.
Shoshana.
It's called a tenement yard. You know what explain what a tenement yard is?
I've heard that.
A tenement yard is like a building with a lot of little different rooms, and you have like 10, 15 neighbors, a whole tenement yard. Everybody's out in the courtyard. They washing. Some people are cooking out there. It's a whole tenement yard. You got to make sure you live at peace with your neighbors. And this is kind of what this structure gave me when I looked at it. I'm like, am I looking at a tenement yard? What am I looking at?
I hear you. It definitely did look like communal living, right? Thankfully, it was just them.
It was interesting.
It very much so. So, okay, so we went into that living room. We saw it was pretty much a disaster, complete mess. We already know it was odd layout, how you had to get into there anyway. So from the living room, then we moved to the kitchen. Like, what did you guys think about the kitchen? Well, first, you guys know, before we go to the kitchen, you guys know I have a thing for fireplaces. What did y'all think about that fireplace?
That fireplace wasn't as bad as the last fireplace that we saw. I don't have nothing bad to say about that one.
I totally agree.
Thank you. Yes, I was like, again, they're gonna try to rip off the doggone fireplace. No, I'm glad they did. And I was like, yes, okay. It needed a little sprucing up, but I was glad to see that the fireplace didn't have to get demolished. So, okay, glad to know I wasn't the only one who's like have an affinity with fireplaces.
Let me put a plug in for Kenya. Property Brothers, Drew and Jonathan, please stop taking these fireplaces down because you're really hurting Kenya's feelings. So she can show you how to redesign the existing fireplace, how to work with it, and how to work around it. Stop taking it off. You're hurting your feelings. Every week you hurt Kenya's feelings. That ain't cool.
They did a good job this week.
They did.
This was only one. It was one fireplace this time.
Yeah.
Right. And they did a good job this week. I was really happy with the showing some skills other than just demolishing things. So I was like, all right, brothers, here we go. All right. So the kitchen. What did you guys think about the kitchen? Felisa, I know you don't cook, but you be in there cleaning it up behind your husband. What did you think about their kitchen?
Well, I thought it was very, very small. It was very small. And so the colors, of course, I wasn't feeling the design of it, the colors or anything like that. But it definitely needed a very good overhaul and update.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
Oh, we got a super chat. Look at Wani supporting the project.
Because my girls are doing a doggone thing. Yes. Yes.
Kenny, that means you're doing a good job.
You're
Kenny.
doing a great
And
job.
what-
Kenya.
And another thing I wanted to say about the kitchen is the only room that didn't have child's play in there. If you notice, all the other rooms had toys, and
Yeah.
every other room had toys and slides, and what else did they have? Just a whole bunch of stuff all over the house related to kids, but not in the kitchen.
But you know what,
have
Felisa?
room for it.
They did, but you know, when they showed how they were talking about how they had some memories in there, they did show a little clip of the baby with look like Cheerios all over the floor in the kitchen. Did y'all see that? Did you just want a whole bunch of Cheerios on the floor?
All the Cheerios on the floor.
Oh no.
I
Did
didn't see
you
that.
guys see when you first entered the kitchen, that little square? Did you guys see the track lights? It's like they hung up under there the whole time.
Yes.
I was like,
yes. I thought that was weird. Track lights at the entrance to the kitchen.
right over the entry. Yes.
Now, see, I missed the track light. What I saw was that the kitchen was like galley style, but you entered it through the middle, because usually galley is on one end, you go back and forth. It was like a middle entrance, and then galley is over here in this way.
Yes.
So everything was on one end, and then the other end was just wasted space. You know, it was like, what do you do on that side over there? And that big wall, it was like, why did they put that there? It was really strange. I missed the track light though, but I was just looking at it thinking, what in the world were they doing?
Oh yeah. And the pink counters. Yes.
And y'all know I love pink. Look, I got all the pink in my husband's office right now. I'm like, pink is my jam. And I was like, now who puts pink in the kitchen?
But
Definitely. I think that house was definitely designed maybe in the 70s.
Definitely.
Because the house that I'm in now, when we first bought this house, the walls were pink, the countertops were pink, you know, everything was pink. Yeah. And this house was built, original house was built in the 70s. Mm-hmm.
That was back in the day when pink was popping.
Pink was popping. But
back in the day when pink was popping.
Yeah.
I just can't see it. How can pink popping? Okay.
Listen,
I don't know about
our grandchildren, when they get to our age, will be talking about the black.
They'll talk about us.
They'll be like, why would they put black in a house? Just
exactly.
Everybody depressed. I know,
right? Or they're gonna be like, why is everything so whitewashed? Like in my house, everything is whitewashed.
Yeah.
But I figured they needed the pink counters to go with that horrible
mauve
floor with linoleum flooring.
Yes, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
You're right. Yeah, that
flowers
was
in the corner. You didn't like the flowers?
Didn't like it. I know I love
no.
Pink flowers.
Even Drew had to say, I think we had this in our house growing up as kids.
Exactly.
That was horrible. And then everybody have a broken kitchen. Like there's something broken in everybody's kitchen. Like the cabinets was broken. It's like, okay, well, clearly they needed to be there. So we talked about the entryway, the kitchen, everything. So now, pretty much we all realized and agree that they were there for a reason. They needed some help. So then they take us to the inspiration, and this time it wasn't a home. I said, what in the world?
A restaurant.
Super chat. Robbie D, thank you. $20.
That is so sweet. Thank you.
We appreciate all the love, guys. Thank you so much.
Appreciate the love. Thank you.
That was a different take on it as far as the restaurant. I was like, okay, maybe once they get in here, I can see where they're going. And when they got in there, I was like, okay, I know modern farmhouse is beautiful, but the ropes that was hanging from the ceiling with the lights dangling, I was like,
I couldn't see it.
I couldn't see it.
It was
I don't know where they're going with this or why they put it. What's going on?
Why they have greenery hanging from the ceiling? The greenery plants hanging from the ceiling. Like, why? Who hangs plants from the ceiling?
Yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Look at Kira supporting the project. Yeah, Kira.
Thank you. The ladies coming through.
Super chats. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. I have to say, I was like, why did we not? Go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with Stephanie.
Yeah, Stephanie said maybe they couldn't find a home to tour. They had to get into a whole restaurant. I
was thinking, what in the world?
I was trying everything to catch the vision. I was squinting my eyes.
I
know.
Maybe I look at it as television.
Stephanie, you cannot tell me in the whole where they were in Altenda, California. Nobody had farmhouse.
Yeah.
Nobody had
Altadena.
a farmhouse in the city.
Altadena. Nobody in Altadena got farmhouse. Nothing. Nobody.
Nobody.
I thought it was going to take us to one of the other homes that they built, but I guess they don't do farmhouse.
Nobody, baby.
Nobody.
So I think it's safe to say we all were underwhelmed by the restaurant's decor. Even Bill was like, I like the idea of a banquet, but it needs some more cushion. Like they had those little fur rugs on the benches as seats. I was like, I wouldn't even want to eat here, much less come here for no design inspiration. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
That I did like about the restaurant or the fish market or wherever they were. I love the floor. I like the tile.
That was nice.
That was
nice. The floor
was black and white tile they had in there.
Mm-hmm.
It looked clean.
That was nice.
It looked very clean.
Yeah.
I can't take anything else away though.
So I'm just like, farmhouse is kind of my thing, right? I moved away from farmhouse a bit, more like modern farmhouse, more kind of like modern, like maybe glam farmhouse a little bit. Like I like to have a little sparkle in there with my rustic stuff. Mm-hmm. But I just really wasn't feeling it. But one thing I will say, I did like that both Bill and Emily were picking out things about the place that they liked, that they could identify with. Like Bill identified the floor right away. Emily identified like the color of the table as the type of color she would want in her house. Like I like that in that hodgepodge of whateverness they were looking at, they were able to pick out some pieces and like, okay, I like this about this space. I like that about that space. So I thought they were great sports. Instead of they probably thought they were going to go to a house too. So to get there, they probably were like, what
is this?
Yeah. I mean, they had no.
But they did show though that all those different patterns and the fur on the seats and the flooring and the ropes on the ceiling, when you look at it as a whole, you can see where it's coming from and what kind of vibe that they were getting at. For some odd reason, it wasn't my style, and I didn't particularly care for all the stuff that they did. But when you look at it, none of it was out of whack. You know how you look at a room and you say, that is odd. That is sticking out like, bam, I should not be here. Mm-hmm. But in that room, it actually flowed. It flowed. And it was odd, but it flowed to me.
I would have to respectfully disagree with you, Bree. I'm sorry. It was very eclectic and like to me, it respectfully, yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
I know farmhouse is not your jam, but you can appreciate, right? So what did you think about that eclecticness?
Me?
Yeah, what you thought?
I liked it. I mean, are you talking about the new design or are you talking about the
The
restaurant?
restaurant,
Yeah,
when
the
they took it for
Okay.
the inspiration.
Well, I mean, it was a restaurant, so I couldn't really get any inspiration from the restaurant.
No.
Mhm.
I just couldn't. I
agree.
couldn't
Yeah.
get any inspiration at all from, I just saw a restaurant.
That's
Right.
But, I'm not a professional designer. Perhaps they had, they're professional designers and they had saw the bigger picture
Yeah.
of the
Mhm.
whole
Right.
idea. And like one of the viewers said, maybe they didn't have a farmhouse to take them to review, a farmhouse home.
We're
Mhm.
gonna give them the
But
benefit of the doubt.
yeah, but I just couldn't get any ideas from that restaurant.
Well,
Period.
No, I didn't get any ideas either.
I was
Mm-mm.
I
with my
wasn't in,
eyes. I was trying to focus. I was trying to concentrate, and I came up with nothing.
Me either.
yeah,
Me
Right.
either.
Mhm.
Yes.
I
uninspired.
didn't
That
miss it.
inspiration was uninspiring.
Definitely uninspiring.
Right.
They made it do what it do, though.
They
Yes,
did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
she said she was very inspired by it. So
Absolutely.
She really was. She was all excited. So yes.
I think she was being a good sport. I have to say, I like Emily. Emily was like my kind of girl. I was like, I
Yes.
liked her energy. I thought
Yeah.
she was really cute and like peppy. Her husband was a little bit more kind of reserved and maybe a little bit more quiet, like, or a little bit more nerdy, I guess, maybe.
Yes.
And she was just real, like, she was my kind of person. Like, me and her
Yeah,
would be just chat, chat,
real
chat, chat,
bubbly.
chat.
Real
Yeah.
bubbly.
they said opposite attracts, but yeah, I thought she was very bubbly, and I don't know. I guess they balance each other out, but like the people tell me with my husband, because I'm like, nah, and my husband, he's very low key.
Yeah.
Same.
Ugh.
Same here.
Guilty.
Yeah. So they say
Yeah.
opposite attracts. So he kind of balances me out, and I do the same for him because he'll be there doing his little quiet time, and I'll be up there jumping on his lap or pulling him out of the chair just for him to dance with me. Or see,
We're gonna say time out. We're gonna say time out. Let's get back to Bill and Emily.
Keep us on track, Anna. Keep us on track.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so moving right on along. So yeah. Now, renovation options. One thing that they did say straight away was that they were going to give them a proper front door, and whichever option they were going to do, that was going to be key. I thought
Praise
that was
the Lord.
fantastic.
Yes.
They needed that.
I was like, good job, guys. You got to do that. So option one was the front door, which that was in both of them. And then the open space, just where it was the living room or whatever, they just made like that whole open area right there, the whole kitchen.
Mhm.
And then an option, and that was going to be $192,000 and take 8 weeks. And then option two was basically the same layout, but they were going to be able to add them a mud room, and that's what was going to cost a little bit less
Yeah.
at $190,000, which their budget, both of them came under budget because they had $200,000 for their budget, which was really a nice budget.
Yeah.
Right.
And the 8-week timeline, which worked because she had 9 weeks before the baby was due, right? So I was like, okay, let's see if they're gonna pull this off.
Yeah.
First, before we talk about the tragedy that happened for them, what did you guys think about the options 1 or 2? Which one did you guys like the best?
I like option two. Because they, them being, the cluttery type, family that they were, I think that mudroom, would have did them. It would have been a very good justice for them. They needed that mudroom.
Yeah.
They
I
really
disagree.
did.
I disagree
Me too.
because of that same reason. Because now that your door is in the front where everybody come in, because how they presented themselves to be, people gonna see their mess when they first come in.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, that could have been storage in that area, little benches or, cabinets or something, but they're gonna have that whole house a mess by the, within a month or so, I'm sure.
Guess
You
what?
know.
Guess what? It would have been a mess with the mud room too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's just an
exactly.
extra space to make a mess.
Another room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kara, which one did you like?
I like option one best.
Me
That
too.
was
Yeah.
my best option because that was more or less including doing a little bit more into the kitchen, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was kind of what I was leaning more towards as well, because it definitely needed a lot of work.
Yes.
Shalomi, which one did you say you liked?
I liked one. I like the one
Yeah.
that they chose. I think that one allowed them to have like a bigger kitchen. And I know that lady was craving a bigger kitchen.
She really was.
Then the second time around, the little tiny space, she was dying for
Mhm.
space.
Yes,
She was
she
like,
was.
I gotta have it.
Did you guys pick up? I thought she was too cute when they were trying to decide on the option. She was like, "Yeah, he know what we gonna do. He know what we gonna do."
That would have been me.
She me all the way. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, what you think? Okay, because we know what we gonna do.
Right.
Tell me what you think.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you for telling me what you think, but we know what we gonna do.
Yeah.
So we gonna choose option one."
Yes.
I like that. That was so cute. That was cute.
very
It was cute.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm over here baking a baby, so we gonna get option one."
We're
So
gonna
that's
get
what I
option
want.
one.
She did say something like
When
that.
you
didn't
bake
she?
a baby, then you can have a choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then when he said, "What's the budget?" She was like, because I'm over here carrying the baby. It's gonna be 200,000. That's what we got.
That's what we got.
That's what we got.
I was like, look, and then when they did the demolition, I was like, "Go ahead, little mama." I was nervous for her when they knocked the wall through and the hammer kind of went down a little bit. I was like, "Oh Lord,
It'd be
don't let the
30
pregnant
weeks.
lady
I'm
get
like,
hurt."
yeah, that would have been nice.
So much.
But she knocked that wall down with that sledgehammer, though.
She was
did.
trying to hurry
She's
that
a
baby
tough
up.
little cookie.
She was like, the baby needs to come out.
She said, "Whatever I have to do to get this out, let's go."
Right?
She was ready for that kitchen to go. She was ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I liked her. I was like, okay, yeah, she putting in the work. She like, I'm not scared to break a fingernail because we're gonna get this done before this baby get here. And unfortunately, yeah, I was like, oh no, when disaster struck and they found out that their house was so structurally not sound. And
Wow.
for me, I felt like this was a good thing. I think that they were doing this because at least now they're having an opportunity to spend their money wisely and make their home safe and secure for the long term. Because it seems like they probably didn't even know that they had the issues that they had going on. So that was unfortunate, but I guess fortunate at the same time, I thought.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they were in the wrong place with all that rocking and rolling that goes on in California. I mean, a 6.7 come through, they're gonna be in trouble.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, and I guess that actually helped make their home into a forever home, getting that foundation up to date.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You see what Felisa did there? She just tied it up in a nice little bow. Go ahead.
Sure did. I got you.
Way to go, Property Brothers.
Yes.
Property Brothers.
Exactly. Okay, so they chose option one. They got to work. It ended up taking 4 months instead of 8 weeks. The baby came, and was she not adorable with her little spiky hair and her bow?
She was a beauty.
Honey, the baby came and was grown by the time they moved in.
Then she come out looking like a little
Okay, so she's a big one.
Yes, she was big and she had sass about her already. I was like, look at her with her little personality already.
Oh, she was so cute.
Come on.
Okay,
like wow, they should
So
see more money.
Now, what did you guys think about the Property Brothers design choices? Now, I'm not trying to hate on the brothers. I'm with them. I like them a lot, but sometimes I just be like, I need to be on their team because I'm like, guys, one thing Bill said was he did not want sterile. He didn't want bland. They said that like 10 times. What did you think they pulled out when they was pulling out these design options? What did you guys think?
Sterile.
When they pulled out the floor and the cabinets, and I'm like, they're both kind of so. There's no
Like the last
contrast.
time.
One thing about the Property Brothers, honey, they're gonna pull some blue.
Yes,
You
they are.
know it.
They're going to
Yes,
pull
they
some blue, and if it's not blue, they're gonna pull some green, or they're gonna pull
Yep.
some blue and green. But those
Yeah.
colors, they're gonna make sure that they pull them. So I was a little bit like,
Well,
I love the counters they chose.
I did
yes.
too. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
The countertop.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That was
Yeah,
beautiful.
those were nice. Those were nice.
Yeah.
Were they quartz?
Probably
It
quartz,
was-
yes.
Mhm,
They
I
use
think
that
so.
also for most of their kitchen spaces. Mhm.
Yeah. it
I
was
just
beautiful.
thought that, I was like, they were specific about the Bill said he liked the pop in the restaurant floor. He wanted to have a pop somewhere. And they both said so many times that they didn't want boring and bland and sterile, even though she was leaning more towards having white a lot. But that was like the one thing that he was saying, like, y'all can pretty much do whatever you want, but just don't make it like all white. And so
Yeah.
with the blonde floors, the blonde cabinets, the white shaker doors, and then the white, even though they did add the veining in like she asked, I was like, with the blue again, that was kind of pale. I was like, oh guys, come on, like this was a time to give them a little bit more something.
California sunshine.
Yes.
Yes. Like, give us some flavor. We need some flavor. They was wanting
There was
flavor.
flavor in the seats. There was flavor in the seats.
I know that's right.
Yes.
I suppose. Well,
But
so I was like, all right, well.
But overall, I think when you first walk in the home, it was beautiful with the reveal.
Yeah.
I like the windows that they had right there at the entryway. It was windows there, and I hadn't seen that in any home before. It was so much light in that house.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was, to me,
we just jumped down to the reveal. We at reveal.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're at the reveal now. So basically when they pulled out the stuff, I was kind of like, okay, they're giving us blah, and that's what he didn't ask for. But then when they pulled it all together, they did their thing. I was like, okay, brothers, I see y'all coming through now, because they did what they were supposed to do.
You know what? You know what it is. What I think it is we look at the design choices that they're pulling without factoring in the accessories that they're going to add to it.
Adding,
They don't picture that.
Exactly.
So when they're pulling the stuff, to us it looks like seriously, but when they put it all together with that, like, because that rug was beautiful, and that rug was beautiful with the little
in the living room.
in it, yes. And also that navy, that like deep royal blue chair that they added. Beautiful. Again, when they're pulling the stuff, it's like, yeah, right. But once they add everything together, it was
right.
The cabinet was different. What was it? Kind of a gold wheat color? The one that they had where the desk was.
The with the arch. That was beautiful.
Yeah, there was like a wheat kind of golden kind of.
Are you talking about when they did the texture wallpaper?
No,
it's right by the desk. It's right by her desk where they did a little office.
Yes,
right next to the desk is that
beautiful cabinet there that they added.
I'm gonna have to go back. I must have missed that.
Yeah, it's a golden kind of wheat color. It was very pretty.
Okay.
One thing that I instantly liked and that caught my attention when they first came into the room were the pendant lights. Now I like the blue. I love that. I was like, okay, because before they lost me when they made their selections, but when I saw it and it all came together, I was here. I was like, yes.
Those pendant lights look like fans to me. You remember how in school you would make the fan by folding it back and forth? It looked like fans to me. Like, I didn't like those, and I was like, to me that was too trendy. And in a couple of years, they're not gonna. They might
like it at all.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very.
The pendant lights over the pendant lights
over the island.
Pendant lights, I didn't like them at all.
I love
it.
When I saw those lights, I was like, they truly got inspiration from a restaurant. It was just giving me a restaurant over the tables. Like,
I
Yeah.
thought they did because they said they was going to do shortcut. I thought it was a DIY project because they said they were going to do a shortcut.
I'm telling you, I remember in elementary school, we would do little paper crafts. That's what it looked like to me.
Yes.
That some blue construction paper with a rubber band holding it at the top and it fanned out. I was like, okay. They were cute. I thought they were cute, but I felt like they were not the right lights for that beautiful kitchen and that long island. That island was everything. I was like, that island.
It looked like it belonged in a restaurant, like this.
Madam Host, Madam Host.
There you go.
I slightly disagree.
But overall, I actually like the kitchen. I like the way the kitchen came out, even though I wouldn't have selected those pendant lights, but it flowed well with the whole overall design of the home altogether. Those lights. Yeah, I think it did.
It looked nice. I thought what I wrote was I said the pendant lights and then I wrote the rug that in the kitchen, it had an Aztec look to it. I was like, that rug that was kind of like kind of purple and a little bit teal color that was in the kitchen. I thought that had more of an Aztec feel, and I was like, why did they do that? They could have went with like a jute rug or something they wanted to do farmhouse. That would be easy to maintain.
The jute probably would have been too close to the floor, so they were trying to do something different to kind of maybe break up those cabinets.
Or maybe do the black, but do the black and white, like do a rug with that black and white pattern, like at the restaurant that Bill said he liked.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I was like, I didn't care for that.
I think it was a couple of new. It was a couple of new watchers viewing us today.
Yeah,
oh, really?
A couple of new ladies.
Absolutely. So
well, thank you for joining us.
Welcome all the new people. Come on.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Now,
and if you're joining late, then that's okay. We're going to continue on with the conversation, and you can be sure to join us next Friday because we'll be back here discussing episode 7. And Shalomi is going to be our host for next week. So mark your calendars now for next Friday and plan to just be with us for the next few Fridays. And then once this season is over, we're going to be talking about the next show that we'll be talking about. So if you have some ideas of shows that you guys want us to discuss, leave them in the comment section down there so we can chat about it and see what we'll be talking about next.
Yes.
So, yes.
So,
okay.
Yes, they did have a big yard.
One thing I wanted to bring up about the design. Now, although I did love the island and I understand the farmhouse, concept, everybody don't need open shelving. They don't need open shelving.
Yeah.
I have that written down.
Yeah. Especially when we got a baby and you're going to have cups and bottles and all the mixed colorful stuff. It don't need to be out.
That was practical with now it's going to be 2 babies, right? They should have just closed everything up. But overall, it was beautiful when you walked in. It was light. It was airy. I think for Lisa earlier, how they, the big windows, how they double pane the windows, and now you're looking straight through. The color choices, I love that rug. I just love that rug.
In the living room, that was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous.
The chef kitchen with the pot filler, loved it.
Oh, not that one.
Yes.
The kitchen really had some high-end detail.
She said, you made it when you have a pot filler.
I know. That's right. Yeah, that was a nice touch. That was a really
I like that.
Yeah, it was.
Agreed.
One thing I did.
Go ahead,
Kate. Go ahead.
I was saying I also like that they incorporated the little dining area with the banquet seating.
I was just about to go there.
And it gives them so much storage. She was saying that storage is her love language. Look at my daughter coming up in here saying, hey.
That's your
Hey. Look.
You know what? I didn't like the banquet.
So
I understand she wanted a place to host, when she had people over and for them to eat or whatever. I didn't like it. Okay, that was truly farmhouse. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Didn't like the
for
round
me,
table.
now
I didn't like
one
it
thing
either.
I
didn't
thought
like it either.
I thought that they made it real, again, restaurant like. Now
Yeah.
I've seen banquets where they have like a high back and then it's like upholstered
Yes.
across the back and tufted. I mean, they could have really did it up.
That's what I would
Yeah.
have wanted. Yeah.
That would have
They were
been
cutting
gorgeous.
corners. Remember that $10,000 foundation they had?
That's what I was gonna say. The $10,000 done ate up any extra stuff that they were supposed to do.
You know, I got the numbers. I was adding it up. I was like, oh, poor family. They know 200 about to go because I wrote foundation issues, structural issues, lots of work, added time. I was like, 4 months with exclamation point. I was like, okay, well, that's where their money gonna go.
It's gone.
So,
Yeah.
I felt
they
bad
had to
for
cut
them.
corners. What happened to Shelly?
I'm here.
Oh,
Oh, so
there she is.
I'm here. No, my laptop unplugged by accident, so I had to
Uh-oh.
jump off my high horse and go plug it back in.
now I did like how they stuccoed the fireplace.
Yes, it was.
That was a
beautiful.
nice.
That was a check.
Yeah,
Yes.
that turned out very well.
Yeah. I thought it was
Mhm.
really pretty with the windows that didn't have any panes and then the whole
Yes.
white wall and then the white fireplace stucco. I thought that looked really modern and really elegant. I wasn't that impressed with the little tchotchkes, like the accessories that they put on the fireplace.
Yeah.
I was like, they were trying too hard to make it be farmhouse. Like they didn't have to do the little wooden candle thing or whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. It was, but the overall look of it, because you could take that out, right? We change out our stuff every season, if not every other weekend, like for Lisa. So
Every day.
right.
Daily.
I'm gonna let them make it on that little decor piece because she could switch that out. But overall, the look was really, really high end looking to me. I thought that was really nice.
Listen.
Now with the banquet, guys, was it just me? Did you all notice that little round table looked very dinky with that big banquet that was on 2 sides?
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
the little baby
yes.
table. We got a big giant banquet with a little
Listen.
baby table.
The people don't have a lot of room in that house. Some people are just gonna have to eat with their plates on their hands.
That's they got to hold it.
Yeah. You
Well,
don't-
no. Remember, they have that island. They have a lot of space.
Oh, that's
They
true.
sure
They have
do.
that island. They have that island. That's right.
Because she
Yeah.
did, that's true. Because she did comment about the amount of chairs that were there and said that they probably need to have more kids to fill the seats.
Yeah, she
Uh-huh.
did. You're right.
I think that was just a hint to her husband. I was like, okay, little mama.
I'm telling
I think the island was about as big as the one I have in my kitchen. I said, okay, so that island costs about $5,500 to get the granite on top of that. I'm like, I would have
Right.
changed my countertops. So I'm like,
Yeah. Especially if you're going
But-
quartz, it's gonna cost you a pretty penny.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Another-
felt like with the round table, they could have went a little bit bigger. I just felt like the table could have been a bit larger, or they could have even did a rectangular table and then kind of pushed it,
That's what I was saying.
up to the wall some when it's not in use, since they had the banquet on 2 sides, and then it would just kind of be like, it would look okay to be just kind of pushed out of the way. So
it was
but
already
with the
crowded over there with the fireplace.
Yeah,
It was already crowded over there with the fireplace. I don't think they could have did too much.
This structure already ate up the $10,000 already ate up the budget. They couldn't get a bigger table. They're like, you know what?
So they just went to IKEA and grabbed a round table and was like, well, we got a table. There we go.
Grab a round table. At least we have the to Felicia's point, we have the island.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, we just sit around the island
Exactly.
or whatever. Pull a couple of
Mhm,
chairs up, get some extra stools, and pull it up.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is
Exactly.
not that.
The one other thing that I think that they finally got right this time, and that we discussed in the last 2, was they filled up the space.
Yes.
There was no space with just something random there.
Right.
They really
Yeah.
filled up the space because it was large.
It was.
Mhm.
Right.
I like the selection of the sectional. That was a very
Yeah,
good.
that was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
That was nice.
And you're right, Wani, because when the way the house was at first, they did have like a dead space too, where he said it gets really hot with that window right there. That was where she had all her clutter. That was
Yes.
just like their drop zone. So they really did make it more functional and more usable space, the entire space.
Yeah.
I thought they did good space planning.
Yes.
And we
Mhm.
kind of jumped over
Absolutely.
like by the windows, so they added banquettes right where the windows were
did.
too, which was
Mhm.
good.
Oh,
they
Extra
sure did.
seating.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Was
Yeah,
good.
you're right.
That was
She wanted more
storage
storage there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So that was cool. So when she got to clean up in a hurry, they got multiple places to throw
push it
all
all
those
in there.
toys.
And you guys see Felisa in that house every week. She gonna change the cushions on that banquet.
You better change the cushions.
And she gonna put the new flowers up.
Mhm.
Yes, I
The
would.
basket is changing out too. 'Cause
I'm getting ready to change all this pink out to yellow. I'm gonna
I
do
know
yellow
that's right.
next.
Oh, that's
Oh,
why you're
yellow.
the yellow lady today.
I'm going yellow next.
Listen,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
ladies,
heard
listen,
that.
if you're on here and you're not following us, our channel names are coming up. Glamorous Penny Pincher, Kenya's Decor Corner. One is House, Homebody with For Lisa, Style by Shakira, and Modern Living with Bree. You better go subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a single
Absolutely.
day. It is spring now going into summer, and we got, like we would say in Jamaica, we got beer videos coming.
Beer video.
Mhm.
Beer
Yeah.
videos.
Summer is
I love it.
No,
summer
we
is
got
my favorite time. Summer
got
is my
enough
favorite time to
content.
decorate.
Exactly. So make sure that you follow us if not. So for you guys in the chat, did you enjoy the conversation tonight?
Yes, let us know.
Yes, let us know that you guys like this.
Daphne says,
Daffy, hey,
yes.
Daffy.
Hey, Daphne.
Hey.
Donzel says she's gonna watch your new try on haul, Wani.
All right, thanks, Denzel.
So okay, ladies, let's see here. While we're waiting on our people to how do you say that? How do you say that? There?
There?
Yeah.
Probably
I
there.
really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, look.
Thank you so much.
My peeps all up in here.
Hey.
Colleen from Jamaica. Colleen, big up yourself.
I'm gonna be in Jamaica. I'm gonna be in Jamaica in June. We're gonna be in Jamaica. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Felicia,
Yes.
I didn't get no invitation.
You know,
Felicia,
I invited y'all to go to Jamaica with us. Y'all don't remember?
When?
No.
Yes, I
Oh,
invited
yes, you
all of
did.
y'all.
Yes, you did.
Mhm.
Yes, you
And
did.
nobody
got
was
it.
quiet.
It
It
was
just got quiet.
Nobody was quiet.
All of y'all got quiet. Nobody.
We don't even remember. You know what?
Y'all not interested in something. Everybody just get quiet. Well, that's what all of us do. We just get quiet.
You know what? Right now, let me think about that one. Let me see. You know what? I'll probably like let me see what my husband got going on. But you know what, Felicia? I'll be like, hey, honey, Felicia said. Felicia invited me.
to Jamaica.
Jamaica.
It's
Right?
a girls
Oh.
trip.
Remember.
It's 26 of us because I remember Shalom said, how many of y'all are going?
Yeah, I remember. She said it. It's with her
Yes.
team, the group that she went to Miami.
Yeah.
Yes, we went to Miami, we went to San Francisco, we went to
I think the
Vegas.
reason why I couldn't go because I have to go. I'll be out of town in August, so that's probably too close to when I get ready to go. And especially because I know we were planning a trip to see each other in September, right?
Yeah.
We were planning on it, but it got quiet when I mentioned that too.
I'm not quiet on that one.
Look, I'm not quiet. Let's take this off the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
For Lisa,
I
the
was
viewers
saying
are
that to
really, the viewers are really loving that yellow on you, for Lisa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello next week when you
Look at
share.
my sleeves. Check out my sleeves.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Sleeves on it.
Yeah.
Oh, look, and then what? I see some specks of yellow over here with you too, Wani. I didn't see that at first. I was seeing mostly orange, but I see you got some yellow in
She
there
got
too.
some yellow too. She
Look
got
at
some yellow.
Calm down, girl.
Awesome. Tonight I went wild, honey, with some animals.
I got on yellow, but it's my skin.
No.
Oh wow.
Well, So, okay, because let us reel this back in again. We got a minute before our 1 hour limit. So I want to say thank you guys to everyone who joined us today watching.
Yes.
We do hope that you all enjoyed spending some time with us as much as we enjoy spending time with you guys. And also, as a quick reminder, be sure to watch next week's episode, which will be episode 7, and join us next Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, because we'll be back here doing it again with Dishing with the Divas. You guys don't want to miss it. Tell your friends, your family, and everybody else, anyone who loves home decor, to join us. They will enjoy their time. Thank you, ladies, for having me as the co-host this week. I was a little bit nervous. I was like,
Great job, Kenya. Great job.
You did so much fun.
All right. All right.
It was great. It was marvelous.
Marvelous, darling. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.
See you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.